Oh god, I thought I would never have to go anywhere near this movie. But after a couple of people asked for it, I figured now was the perfect time to get it out of the way. Much like I did with Galaxy of Terror, I can't keep putting things off forever. And apparently a critic of bad movies who hasn't reviewed Troll 2 is like a normal critic who hasn't seen or reviewed Citizen Kane, or a video gamer that's never played Zelda Ocarina of Time. So let's do this. So the film begins with a kid being told a story by his kind old granddad Seth, and the story is about some dude named Peter, and he's dressed like a complete tit. Maybe this story's set in the past, who knows. And Peter is being chased by the bad guys of the film, the trolls. Sorry, I mean the goblins. And that's the first problem I have with this movie. There aren't any bloody trolls in it. They're goblins. Now, apparently the working title for the film was Goblins, but according to records, distributors decided to change it to Troll 2 in order to market it as a sequel to the film Troll, which was a dark fantasy film that came out 4 years previously and received a moderately good reception for a budget movie. So the dude in the story dies because the goblins kill him, shock horror, and also shock horror, it turns out that Grandad Seth is actually dead. That's lame. Now I have to stress, it's an impossible task to fully understand this film and what the hell is going on. This main kid Josh is so annoying, and that's a massive problem, since he's practically the main character, and also he only seems to ever have one face, this one. And it's an extremely punchable face at that. So the initial plot, from what I can gather, is that Josh's family are taking part in a sort of house swap with a family from the country. Why would you do that? You live in the city in a life of luxury and you've got loads of technology and crap. Why would you swap it for being in the middle of nowhere and being a farmer? Makes no sense. The acting in this film is appalling, and the dialogue is pathetically lame and laughable, and it keeps you watching out of morbid fascination whether or not it's going to get worse. And it does. Speaking of laughable dialogue, apart from that legendary scene that everybody knows, there's also this one that deserves some kind of award for most priceless piece of dialogue.
You scared the shit out of me!
I'm the victim of a nocturnal rapture. I have to release my lowest instincts with a woman. Oh!
Release your instincts in the bathroom.
Are you nuts? You trying to turn me into a homo?
Come on, is that not Oscar winning? Oh, and this guy happens to creep in the window up a ladder like a psychopathic stalker. Right then, perfectly acceptable behaviour for a boyfriend, apparently. I mean, I do it all the time, I don't know about you. Whatever. Moving on. The family go to the countryside and ignore Grandpa Seth along the way, who's dressed as a hobo hitchhiker, and they eventually arrive in the town of Nilbog.
Nilbog! It's Goblin spelled backwards! This is their kingdom!
Whoa, my mind is completely not blown. Any retard could have worked that out by first glance. Ugh, I hate his face. So they go to the farmer's house and find a table laid with food all ready for them. And being stupid as they are, they decide to chow down on it, not even noticing the green crap on top of it. But Grandad Seth appears at the window and stops time magically and randomly for 30 seconds. So the annoying kid decides the best plan of action is to piss on the food. Strangely as it seems, his granddad said he only had about 30 seconds, but he easily wasted that time just walking around thinking what to do. If it were me, I'd put all the food and drink in the table, wrap it up in the tablecloth, and run outside and throw it in the pond, or dash it off a cliff or whatever. But no, peeing on the food is obviously the best plan. The wagon full of guys are watching some TV, and the gimp with the glasses decides to go outside and have a cigarette, only to see and chase after some random girl, and the trolls, sorry, goblins, confront them and spear his dumbass. So they run into this house here, but who does it belong to?
What place is this?
This is my house.
Oh, alright, fair enough. The old lady makes them drink the green crap. Yeah, the girl eventually melts into the ground. It's just so random. And now she's become vegetable matter, which is the goblins' favourite food. How do they even eat when their faces don't move? Again, whatever. Which brings us to the most legendary clip in the movie.
They're eating her! And then they're going to eat me! Oh my God!
Next. Oh god, more 80s cheese. She dances for a minute, which has no connection to anything, and then thankfully Grandpa Seth appears to save us from this crap. Oh, nice outfit. A yellow t-shirt and pink shorts. It's almost as good as a ninja outfit. Meanwhile, the oh my god guy has half turned into a tree for some reason, and then the old bag makes a cake. The thing about Troll 2 is that as time went on, I started to find it funnier and funnier, because it's that bad. Now I understand why this film has a cult following. Now for me personally, there are three groups, or types if you will, of bad films. Group number one is films that are bad because they're extremely boring. Group number two is films that are so bad that they make me angry. And group number three are films that are so bad they're actually funny, whether it was intentional or not. Josh spies on the goblins having a meeting, and they're moaning about how meat tastes like crap. And while this goes on, Josh's sister punches her gimp boyfriend in the face. Right, okay, that was random. Then the old bag takes a chainsaw to the oh my god guy, and everybody starts having a hoedown for some reason. And then a goblin just flies through a fucking mirror, and what the hell? Grandpa Seth is corporeal now. Oh, and he's a pyromaniac as well. The head goblin dies, and the sheriff yells that they will all die, and they all do nothing except stare at them. Oh god, this whole popcorn scene is just the ultimate cringe-worthy thing ever. And while this goes on, the family randomly hold a séance to get in contact with Grandpa Seth, who the main goblin has banished from the world or something. They run around the house chased by goblins for a bit, and Joshua and Grandpa Seth touch a magic stone from Stonehenge or some bollocks like that. He fades away, and the goblins appear, and then Josh eats a double bologna sandwich, which makes them all freak out and die somehow, and his family all become goblins in the end, I think. The end. God, this film was utter crap. Really, its only redeeming feature is the fact that it's so amazingly bad that it's actually funny, and I totally get why so many people enjoy it. But just because other people like it doesn't mean it warrants a good score from me. Hell no. 3 out of 10.